House Wolfford prevails against General Avlora's army and drives them out of Glenbrook. Though victorious, Roland sobs quietly, saddened by the sacrifices made in his name. Glenbrook is powerless, but knows they must keep the royal bloodline alive. Thus, the conspiracies and power struggles around the noble blood in Roland's veins continue to stain the land crimson.
Once we have stacked those sandbags, we should be well fortified against even the fiercest deluge.
Leave it to me. This old wolf has some vim in him yet. Phew. Haven't used some of those muscles since before I can remember.
I must say, when I saw the enormity of the task before us, I did not think we would finish in mere bells. I had braced myself for a full day of labor, at the very least.
Thank Benedict for that. We'd still be searching for weaknesses in our perimeter had he not been guiding us.
Indeed, but let us not understate Eridor's feats of strength.
Come now, Eridor. How many times must I tell you to be delicate with the sandbags? We only have so many at hand.
I hear you, I hear you. I'll treat him as delicately as my lady love, in the absence of one.
Now is not the time for jests, Eridor.
If you don't want me complaining and you don't want me jesting, then I guess I'll just shut my mouth.
To hear them trading barbs like children, you would never think they work so well together.
Wisdom and strength. Two pillars that keep House Wolfford standing strong.
Wisdom, eh? He wasn't always that way. Took him plenty of failing to get where he is now.
I find that difficult to believe.
Is there something you wish to share with us, Eridor?
Might be. Maybe you've forgotten the folly of 20 years past, but my mind is a steel trap. And what's our task for today?
We are to deliver this message to Lady Destra with all haste.
Seems simple enough. Send a bird.
I would not trust a bird in this rain. A horse would be more reliable, and swifter besides.
Is that so? I respectfully disagree, my friend. Either way, I'm not going to be the one nursing you back to health if you catch the chills.
Shall we make it a wager, then? Send a bird, and we shall see who reaches Lady Destra first. You had best hurry.
What? Benedict?
Off he goes. Well then, where are those damned hawks? As I recall, Benedict arrived at around the same time as the hawk. If it were a sunny day, he might have won.
Ah, the folly of youth. Many of our best days were spent in Lord Simon's service. We made many such wagers, in an attempt to get into Lord Simon and Lady Destra's good graces.
I remember when...
I believe we have had enough reminiscing for one day, Eridor.
Don't be such a harsh taskmaster, Benedict. Where's the harm in a story?
Ask me that again when the floodwaters break through our meager fortifications. There is much to do and little time to do it. Wouldn't you agree, Anna?
Me?
Old friends or old enemies? Sometimes it is hard to tell with those two.
Whatever the case, our work's done for the day. And there's nothing like a hard drink after hard labor. You two care to join me?
I would love to. Please, regale me with more tales of your youth.
I see no harm in one drink.
Let's be off then.
Shall we invite Benedict along?
You'd only be wasting your breath.
Now that you mention it, I do not believe I have ever seen you two sharing drinks.
Spirits cloud the mind, so I rarely drink. When I do partake, however, I prefer to do so in quiet. I fear Eridor would only spoil that.
Lord Serenoa never ceases to amaze me. Despite all the hours he dedicates to his duties, he looks none the worse for wear.
Even so, I am certain it takes its toll on him. He wants to set an example for his people and those who serve him, and wishes not to worry them over his condition. Excuse me, Serenoa, but is there anything I could do to help?
Frederica, my apologies for the delay. The citizen's petition will require a bit more time, so why don't you and Gila return home ahead of me?
I see, if you insist. But please do not push yourself too hard, Serenoa.
I shan't. Thank you, Frederica.
Of course.
Is something the matter? It's rare of you to sign like that.
Did I? Oh my.
It looks like something's troubling you. If you wish to talk about it, I am happy to lend an ear.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sometimes wonder if I can go on like this.
Are things not going well with Lord Serenoa?
No! Serenoa is as kind and gentle as ever. It is my own self I have doubts about. I cannot help but wonder if I am truly of any use to him.
Since Lord Serenoa is always working so hard, why not give him a tonic to boost his vitality? I purchased one from a merchant not long ago. It should chase all his fatigue away.
A good idea to be sure, but the fact remains it is not me myself that is serving him.
Then how about preparing a meal for him? Something nutritious to fill him with vim and vigor.
Me? Cook?
Yes, I'm certain he would be delighted by anything that you make.
But I've never cooked before. I doubt anything I make would suffice.
You won't know until you try. Besides, what matters isn't the result, but the feeling behind it. Use this cookbook. I'm sure you will find a recipe or two to your liking.
Thank you, Gila. Now then, Which of these would Serenoa enjoy?
Greetings. Were you training outside?
Not today. Even I stay away from the proving grounds on occasion. The members of the King's Guard must keep themselves in prime fighting shape. That includes resting when our bodies are weary.
A wise policy. The handmaidens of Esfrost adhere to a similar principle. With clear eyes, we see, we serve, we anticipate.
Interesting. Although our tools are different, we're alike in our aims.
Indeed. We must be the pillars our charges turn to in times of need. Even so, we are only human. If I may ask in confidence, do you ever find it trying to serve Prince Roland? Is he ever unreasonable? Have you ever found your patience tested?
No, never. It is an honor to serve, always. It is an odd question to ask, but I must confess I find it hard to imagine what it is like to serve in a society such as Esfrost's.
As do I, although I lived through it. It all feels as if it were so long ago.
You're not one for speaking plain, are you? But I suspect we may have much in common. I'm curious to hear your story, if you are willing to share it.
Of course. I made a promise to myself long ago to effect change through my own deeds, not to live as a mere servant.
And what came of that promise?
Hailing from Hyzant, at first I endeavored to learn at the ministry, that I might use the knowledge gained there to help others. But they guard their secrets fiercely, and maintain strict control over what fields their students can pursue. As much as it pained me to leave my home, I could not suffer such stifling rules, and so set forth to Esfrost. I took quickly to learning at the archives, where independent study is encouraged. I spent days in the stacks, soaking up as much knowledge as I could, when one day,
You are the one called Gila, yes?
yes, my lord.
They tell me you're the most talented researcher the archives have ever seen.
I couldn't say that, my lord. Though I do spend more time here than most anyone else.
Admirable modesty. And you aren't frightened of me. Most impressive. I believe we have a suitable role for you. Come with me. The Archduke would have a word.
The Archduke? But
No harm will come to you, if that is your fear. Now, follow me.
Lord Svarog had arranged an audience with the former Archduke of Esfrost, who appointed me as Frederica's personal tutor. She was the former Archduke's daughter, so I took my duty seriously. Yet I could never shake the feeling that I had betrayed my ideals. Perhaps I justified it by telling myself that my teachings could plant the seed for change.
An indirect approach, but an active one nonetheless.
The chance was unexpected, to be sure, but I could not very well deny it. The Archduke's successor, Gustadov, was a man that paid no heed to birth or blood. He effected a change in people's attitudes, a change which provided fertile ground in which my teachings could take root. Thus, I stayed by Frederica's side. Truth be told, I had not thought to be with her for this long. And yet, here I am. Life is truly a journey of unforeseen destinations.
Ah, that's the good stuff. Ain't no one can pour a pint like you.
I take coin for drink, not compliments. It's hard enough to keep this place running on my own as it is.
Need me to lend a hand?
Thought you'd never ask. You can start by washing the dishes, then restocking our foodstuffs, fixing up that wobbly table, and...
Aye, leave it to me.
Ha! I'm only playing. I'd never put a paying customer to labor.
But that's an awful lot of work for any one person. Ever give thought to finding someone with whom you might share the burden?
You can stop right there. The last thing I need is anyone else complicating my life.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
I had myself a someone once, you know? Special like. Till he left me for a specialer someone. Raised my son Theo all by myself after that. He'd be a man grown now, if the war hadn't taken him.
Forgive me, Hasabara. Didn't mean to go drudging up painful memories.
No need for apologies. I don't know anyone who doesn't have a thing or two in their past that haunts them. In truth, I'm more exhausted than anything. Must be the years taking their toll.
Ain't got nothing to do with age, and everything to do with the hardships you've overcome. More impressive than an old soldier drowning his sorrows in mead.
What kind of barkeep am I, letting my poor patron wallow?
Sometimes wallowing's good for the soul. Come on, have a round with me. My treat.
Took you long enough to make the offer. Now, what shall we toast to?
How about to your son?
I, to Theo.
Please, you can't take our wheat. We just sent food the other day.
Silence! Lord Walford has ordered the requisition of all provisions. You wouldn't dare disobey your lord, would you?
Of course not. I just can't believe Lord Walfort would command such a thing.
Are you accusing me, a noble woman of Glenbrook, of lying? Ha ha ha. How dare you, peasant.
Mayhap we should see what the commotion is about.
Mind telling us what's going on?
Well, if it isn't Captain Eridor. Thank you for all that you do to keep these lands safe.
You're one of the lot what recently fled from the Crown City, ain't you?
Just so, yes. I came to humbly lend what aid I could to Lord Wolford and deliver on the provisions I promised.
What is your quarrel with these people? If you could explain the situation, we'd be more than happy to lend what aid we can. Please, I beg of you, don't take our food. It's all we have.
I've always known Lord Walfort to care for his people above all. Why would he do this to us?
What madness is this? Lord Serenoa has strictly forbidden commandeering food from the common folk. Surely you aren't asking these good people to relinquish their stores to you in his name?
I am simply gathering provisions on Lord Wolfort's behalf, as I promised. Honestly, he should be grateful.
Grateful? He'd be red in the face if he saw what you were doing. Ain't no way he ordered it.
On the contrary, you are acting in violation of your lord's decree. We cannot overlook your actions. You will come with us and be jailed. There, you will await judgment for your crimes.
What nonsense is this? I am a noblewoman of Glenbrook. How dare you try to order me about, you self-important little man? You've no authority over me!
Look, I ain't disagreeing, but are you sure we should accost her without seeking Lord Serenoa's counsel first?
We haven't that luxury. The longer she is allowed to roam free, the more the people will suffer, and our lord's good name be sullied. We must show the people that unethical acts will not go unpunished. Take her away.
You'll pay for your impudence!
Can't believe there are scoundrels out here using House Wolfort's name for ill gain. You've done us all proud today, Julio.
Thank you ever so much, my lord. We'd be facing starvation if you hadn't stepped in.
She really had us fooled. We should have known Lord Wolford is too kind a man to order anything like that.
If you are ever troubled again, please seek me out. I shall ensure that any wrongs committed against you are set right.
That tome is an apprentice's resource, if I'm not mistaken. Are you studying ironworking?
Yes, I borrowed it some time ago from the archives in the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. I haven't had a chance to return it, what with the state of affairs being as it is.
Ian's? I can't remember the last time you privileged us with a visit.
Well, my weapons aren't going to forge themselves. But now that I've a respite from my days of sweat and flame, I thought I'd continue my studies.
You hunger for knowledge the way a fire hungers for kindling.
I'd never have become the blacksmith I am if not for what I gleaned from these tomes. If it takes a lifetime of studying and striving to forge the perfect weapon, then so be it. One day, all will know the name of Ian's, the greatest smithy the realm has ever seen.
That is all well and good, but would you mind proclaiming that a little more quietly?
Yes, apologies. In my excitement, I quite forgot I was in a library.
I must say, I can't help but admire your burning ambition. But while we're speaking in hushed tones, our army has been anything but quiet as of late. You forge weapons for them, yes? Might you have any insight into the matter?
I wish I did, but I have scant time for the goings-on outside my own small forge. Though, now that you mention it, my orders from the army have increased.
Could it be that they're preparing for war? As if a war could break out on the eve of our three nations' grand new venture.
Indeed. That would be unthinkable. Esfrost's sudden attack on Glenbrook confirmed my worst fears. And once the war started, I could forget about returning this book. But I still hope to. One day, when peace has returned to our realm.
I hope you will fight by my side till it does.
Without hesitation, my lord.
Father, please open your eyes. There is so much I wish to ask you.
Lord Serenoa.
I cannot let Father hear how weak I've become. I must be strong.
Lord Serenoa, Master Benedict, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Lord Silvio Tellior. He wishes for an audience with Lord Serenoa.
What business would the Lord of House Tellior have with me? Tell him we will be there shortly.
Yes, sir.
Every day is busier than the last.
We haven't had a moment to catch our breath.
You are doing a fine job as head of House Wolfort, Lord Serenoa. Your father would be proud if he could see you now.
I could not do it without you, Benedict. Thank you.
It's an emergency. We have 2 patients. Both with extraordinary fevers. The Rosellen is unresponsive.
Well, I can't tend to both unless you can give me 2 more pairs of arms.
Let me help. I've just completed my training and I'll do whatever it takes to save them.
Are there no real doctors left? Fine, come. We're losing precious time.
Leave the Rosellen. We must prioritize the believer.
As you wish.
But the Rosellen will die unless we do something.
Do they not teach the order of things in school these days?
So what if they do? What does the order of things have to do with saving lives?
Not all lives are weighted the same. You would do well to remember that.
Quickly, Medina, these people are dying as we bicker.
I couldn't save him. Orders or not, I was the one following them. It's all my fault.
Where are you going? Medina!
I beg your pardon, Lord Serenoa, but a doctor from the Ministry requests an audience with...
My name is Medina. I've heard much about your house and simply had to see it for myself.
What insolence is this?
Stand down. Pray tell, what brings you before me?
It is said House Wolfert possesses a relic known as the Scales of Conviction. Is this true?
It is. We turn to the scales for guidance in times of trouble.
Then, I wonder if they might guide me forward as well. I had a crisis of confidence. A man was counting on me to save his life, and I let him die. I cannot let this happen again. I wish to save all the lives I can, regardless of country or creed. Pray grant me the chance to consult the scales, that I might walk the righteous path.
The scales are merely a tool to an end. They are not a magical window into the future. When decisions must be made, all in this house have a say. We choose as best we're able and strive to ensure we chose wisely.
You mean you strive not to regret your decision?
That is all one can do. Forgive me if this is not the answer you sought.
Then Would House Wolford accept my aid if I offered it, my lord?
If you would serve as a physician, that would be a boon. For we fear the war is far from over.
I would be honored, my lord. I would see what I could do to rewrite the order of things.
Then let us walk the path together.
I am at your service, my lord.
Oh, cool.
In short, you wish for the three high houses to join hands and fight the duchy. Is that correct, Lord Silvio?
Indeed. I believe it our duty to fight. Some are frozen in fear, trembling at the mere thought of the duchy's power. I feel that joining the three high houses under a single flag is the only way to unite them. My men ready themselves for war as we speak. Come to Telior, and we can strike at Esros together. Prince Roland will be safe with us, of course.
It's as good a plan as any. You have my thanks for getting the preparations underway.
I wonder if Lord Landroy would agree.
I doubt House Fawkes would refuse a fight. Their devotion to the crown knows no bounds.
But of course, they reaped great rewards from the bountiful lands won during the war.
You propose reuniting the three high houses who led the Salt Iron War to its end. It is heartening to know you would once again lend us your strength.
We certainly could use all the help we can get. Though I wish we could resolve matters peacefully.
You speak as though your brother is not at fault for all this.
My bride-to-be bears no blame for the duchy's actions.
My apologies. Forgive me for my outburst. But we haven't much time. I would have your answer now.
Shall we accept Lord Silvio's proposal, my lord?
Fetch the scales, Benedict. We shall decide our path together.
What do you need?
Lord Serenoa.
Here's what I think. You're onto something. Tough spot. Are you joking?
Lord Sereno. So,
Serenoa. Moreover,
Yes, sir.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we accept House Telior's proposal, or go our own way? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I believe in you.
You make a convincing argument, my lord.
My apologies.
Forgive me, lad.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided. We deny House Telior's proposal and...
Are you mad? You would stand idly by while our kingdom is in grave danger.
This is the path we have chosen. I hope you understand.
I do not. You must reconsider. Or else House Telior too will face Esfrost's wrath.
And why would that be our concern? We are in no condition to fight, Lord Silvio. It is as simple as that.
Then I pray something more than death awaits us both.